morning. I would like to welcome all friends and family, faculty, and other honored guests to the 2014 Convocation of River East Collegiate. Let me begin by saying what a true honor it is to be standing here representing the class of 2014. Thank you for this opportunity. Well guys, we're here. We made it. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's true. Each of us in this room have survived the roller coaster ride that is high school, and now we've made it here, to commencement day. Today we celebrate, today we reminisce. We look back at all of our many days spent at REC, days filled with accomplishments and triumphs, as well as some occasions where perhaps we fell short. The accomplishments, maybe it was winning a KPAC championship or acing that test that you studied so hard for, made us feel amazing. As for the less victorious moments, hey, we did our best to learn from them and grow. Sitting here together, sadly for the last time, we have the bittersweet experience of all these memories flooding through. Some bring laughter, and others bring tears. Over time, some of course will slip from our memory, but others will be cherished forever. As grown up and independent as we would all like to believe we are at this exact moment, none of us can say we've reached this point in our lives without a little help along the way. Although everyone's circumstances are unique, we've all made it here only because of the support of faculty, friends, and family. The teachers that cared enough to push us and keep us accountable, the friends that listened and stood by us, and the parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and other extended family that consistently were there to be our loudest cheerleaders. Our families have been with us through the highs and the lows. When we succeeded, they made us feel like we were on top of the world, and when we fell, they picked us up, dusted us off, and after a few reassuring words, sent us off to try again. The teachers were there to help from the moment we first stepped through those blue doors of REC. They were passionate and personable. If you asked the questions, they were quick to assist. Some lasting relationships have been forged between students and staff members, teachers that made a difference because they were genuinely concerned about their students and their success. Not to mention, some were generously open to negotiation about accepting an assignment Monday morning despite several reminders that it was due the Friday before. On behalf of all the grads, a huge thank you for your flexibility. Finally, we have friends, the people we've spent countless hours with over the past 3 years. It is our friends who have had some of the greatest impact on the people we are today. Their influence has shaped and molded us. Without each other, we wouldn't have made it to this point. At least, not with anywhere near the fun we've had along the way. And trust me, there's been a lot of fun along the way. Personally, my friends have made this the best 3 years of my life, and all I can say is a sincere thank you for making my experience at REC unforgettable. Words truly can't describe what you all mean to me. Grade 10 was a year of first experiences. Every grade 10 student was feeling pretty anxious that first day of high school. We were nervous, yet so excited to finally be there. We all knew hazing hadn't happened in a few years, but most of us tried to keep our heads down just the same. Safety first. We didn't want to be that kid to give a grade 12 student the wrong look and start that cycle all over again. There was definitely an adjustment period to life at River East, but most students found their place quickly. It was in grade 10 that students got to attend their first high school dance, perform in their first band concert, experience their first high school party, or wear a Kodiak jersey for the first time. By the way, Mr. Mead, myself and all the guys who only played football in grade 10, we still expect our jerseys to be hung from the gym rafters for all to see. We technically ended our Kodiak football careers undefeated and junior varsity provincial champions. It was in grade 10 that we all came together to form the foundations for the lasting relationships that we enjoy today. It was a year that I will never forget because it was the starting point of my journey at River East Collegiate. So I'm not going to lie to anyone. When writing this speech, I had to think long and hard about my grade 11 year. It was that bridge middle year, and looking back on it now, I realize I definitely took it for granted because it was another awesome year. We walked through those same blue doors on that first day feeling considerably more confident. I mean, we weren't the kings of the school, but we weren't rookies anymore either. You felt even better on that first day if you pulled into the student parking lot in your own car. I personally didn't experience that feeling. My mom dropped me off in the Centra. However, for the chosen few, it was a prime opportunity to proudly flash those coveted car keys. At this point, we were extremely comfortable with the high school routine, and for many students, including myself, River East was starting to become a second home. In my opinion, grade 11 was the toughest year academically. The teachers knew we had already been there for a year, and the honeymoon was over. All work and less mercy. It was also the year when many chose to get more deeply involved in RAC culture. Increased comfort in the school setting made it easier to join a club, play a sport, or participate in a school activity. It was another year of growth, learning more academically and even more at a personal level about ourselves. And then suddenly, somehow in the blink of an eye, it was grade 12. This was the big one, the year we had all been waiting for. At this point, River East was ours. We got to run the place. We had earned the right to walk the halls with some swagger in our step. Although that didn't stop the teachers from putting us in our place and advising us to adjust our swagger when necessary. It's truly incredible how fast grade 12 flew by. We were all busy having the time of our lives, and before we knew it, June was here. Grade 12 meant different things to different people. For some students, academic performance ruled the day. For others, academics may not necessarily have been the primary focus, as time spent on other worthwhile pursuits got in the way. And of course, there's always the procrastination factor. Rumor has it, Spark Notes may possibly have found its way under favorites on a few computers. Band or other club involvement was important for some, while athletics meant the world to others. Then there were those for whom it was no less than all of the above. As a general rule, the majority of grade 12 students took advantage of all available opportunities to do as much school stuff as they possibly could. Whatever the case may be, it was each student's unique grade 12 experience, and that's all that matters. As the year rolled by, we all saw different elements of our high school experience come to an end. Whether that took the form of a last chance to walk the court or the field representing the Kodiaks, a final class with one of our favorite teachers, or a farewell performance on the band concert stage. In that last week of classes, we were trying to hold on to every second. It was hard to believe that our 3-year journey at River East had come to a close, but yet, it of course had to finish, and grade 12 was that perfect ending. Well, we've reached the point where I need to wrap things up. Most importantly, I want to wish the class of 2014 the absolute best of luck in their future pursuits. This commencement day marks a new beginning for us all, the next chapter in each of our lives where we will all follow our own unique path. Some will be heading straight into the workforce, some will be taking the time to travel, and others will be carrying on into post-secondary education. Wherever your path takes you, remember, it's not only about arriving at the final destination, it's about savoring each and every experience in the journey along the way. I would like to share a quote from the late Steve Jobs, entrepreneur, inventor, former co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Apple Incorporated. I believe it is a fitting message for today's commencement. He said, "Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some see them as crazy ones, we see genius, because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do." This 2014 graduating class of River East is filled with unbelievable promise and potential. There are a lot of crazy ones in this room. Some of them I'm fortunate enough to call my friends. It is my hope that none of us here today are afraid to chase his or her dreams, because those dreams have been put in us for a reason. When those around you call you crazy, let those words only fuel you to follow your heart, because your heart somehow truly knows where you're destined to go. Don't let those uninvited opinions change who you are. Remember to enjoy being yourself. Others have already been taken. So, finally, as we leave here today and look to the future that's yet to come, let's all remember the wise words spoken by Will Ferrell's character, Jackie Moon, from the movie Semi-Bro. His life philosophy and advice to unify his team was the simple mantra, ELE. And ELE, of course, stands for Everybody Love Everybody. A simple but surefire way to change the world and all of our futures is to make the choice to treat all those that we meet with kindness and respect. It's the ELE way. Let's make it the RAC Class of 2014 way. Please join me one last time in congratulating the graduating class of 2014. Once a Collegiate, always a Collegiate.